Hello everyone, it's a beautiful Monday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here. Hi ladies.
Good morning.
How you guys doing? What's up, Jimmy?
Well, I had a well-rested weekend. I tried because I have a very busy week ahead. So I tried to have a restful weekend. I'm grateful to God for work. I realized that it's when I'm busy that I put on weight. I don't, take care of what I eat. I don't eat, at the right time. And so when you're eating, you need your sugar rush. So you just go for anything. So this weekend I've tried to do well, eat right, exercise, and just rest.
And see, that weight came a long time ago before the walk came. The mind is happiness. When the mind, I think so. I think that is actually the thing. I think that is actually the thing. Congratulations to Ada once again. Our wedding was on Saturday and it was good. My neighbor's twin brother also got married on Saturday. Congratulations, Shegun. It was also good. So I was shortly between two parties and I didn't get to eat at. Okay, I ate vegetable. Okay. Sometimes when you go to party, you're supposed to eat the party rice. I didn't get to eat that, but it was fun and I wish them all the best. I am excited about the year ending. I had so much expectation for this year. At some point, I was beginning to think that I wasn't seeing the things that were working. I was focused on what wasn't working. But as I take a holistic look about all that I've done this year, I feel that God, I'm grateful to God for what I've accomplished so far. And the year is wrapping up.
Let me jump to Owa. How you doing, Owa?
Very well, thank you.
Our experienced people.
I'm very excited. I want to thank God for life. Thank God for a lot of things, When you look at this year, it's coming to an end, and so many things that have happened, have been just a blessing for us. I couldn't make the wedding. I was stuck in one horrible traffic because apparently something somersaulted and I couldn't make the wedding, but I wish the couple all the best.
We went to the experience.
Yes, so
experienced people.
I experienced
posting video.
My children experienced Lagos because they were at some point I had to just hold my son. I couldn't hold him anymore. I had to just hold his shirt. I know that at least this one I will not lose the grip of the shirt. I said, just be going. I'll hold your shirt. And we were sandwiched. Oh gosh. Terrible. But there were loads of people. I would love to go next year because next year they said Guinness Book of Record will be coming. They want to break a record.
Right.
I'll be there. I really enjoyed myself.
Let's see how that goes.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
And your dog walk?
We had a dog walk on Saturday. We had fun, actually. It was nice.
You wanted to take somebody else's dog?
It was nice seeing lots of dogs. Dog lovers hanging out together. Thanks, Kemi, for inviting me. I had a great time. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Yes, thanks for staying with us. We're starting with the Punch. Unremitted 450 billion naira. EFCC to grill Jonathan's ex-ministers and perm-secs. Commission to quiz finance directors of 33 revenue agencies this week. Senate may clash with Osun Assembly over bailout probe. Lagos oil field investors row over cash call deal. Jonathan Shawn's 2016 Thanksgiving service in Villa. NSCDC enlist relatives of powerful Nigerians through the back door. I read that today. Passengers grumble over luggage theft at airports. All right, any stories?
Jumoke is going to talk about her state. State House of Assembly. So the Senate Committee on States and Local Government Administration, chaired by Honorable Dumel, is going to be in Osun State December 7th. They are going to be probing the 34.9 billion naira bailout funds sent to Osun State. And there were, I think, 3 banks, Wema, Zenith, and one other one. The monies were domiciled in these accounts, and they're probing how the money was spent. Because the bailout funds were supposed to be for paying salaries. And so you know that the federal government has released another 522 billion for payment of salaries across the country. So the Senate is on Oshun, we are coming. We want to know how you spend that money.
Interesting.
Some say that he only paid for 2 months out of that money, and then he said the money wasn't enough. Some say that he's only been paying half salary for too long, almost a year of paying just half salary. That there needs to be a breakdown of how the money was spent. However, the government has the state assembly is saying that the Senate has no, the House of Assembly has no right to come into their state to oversee what is going on there.
They don't have a jurisdiction.
Well, they do.
We will find out.
No, I wanted to quickly say that there was a Thanksgiving service held in the villa, and Jonathan.
What are we celebrating?
Former President Jonathan. Yeah, they're just celebrating and hopeful for the new year. It was the vice president that invited past presidents, and he conspicuously was absent. And they said that he cancelled at dying minutes. So they didn't.
I really wanted to take that NSCDC story. They hired 100 families of emirs, traditional leaders, politicians, big people.
The same CBN issue.
The same way, it's exactly the same how CBN did, and they didn't have any recruitment process.
No due process.
Just give them letter to resume.
That's why people always feel that the only way you can get jobs is not by merit, it's by knowing someone.
Yeah.
Very
Moving
bad.
on to the nation. Although NSCDC has denied that never happened.
They were always denied. Didn't CBN deny?
It's important to mention that Pakistan-Russia fighter jet set to join Boko Haram war. Picture here of Chairman and CEO Ati Jarifa Bank, that's a Moroccan bank, here with Mr. Tony Elumelu signing an MOU. Let's see, the nation wins 5 Dame Awards. CBN, no unilateral dollar allocation. So we finally got Pakistan and Russia to assist us.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. But I wanted to, you didn't mention NCAA.
Okay.
That is warning
Yes.
warning pilots about
poor visibility.
Poor visibility for Hamatan. It's the Hamatan season, and it's usually very, very bad in the north. There's zero or no visibility. I don't know what I'm excited about. I'm happy about the warning, but I'm saying that we already know our terrain in the country, that dust and all that. Shouldn't the fan be more prepared for such such flights and all that. So they are warning people that flights might be delayed, flight might be cancelled, so just prepare. So
okay, let's move on to Vanguard.
Than crash.
Yeah, better.
Moving on to Vanguard. Can labor rights activists kick as minister seeks waiver for Islamic board? Nigeria turns to Pakistan, China, Russia for warplanes, says Air Chief. Kidnapping scaring foreign investors from Nigeria, says NGE. Pastor Adeboye reassures motorists as Holy Ghost Congress begins today. European Union clerk warned against militarization of the Niger Delta. Man, LCCI, Ambo, the others mourn Kufuoriji Olubi. She passed on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's one of the women I know. I was saying that my mom really admires.
First in everything.
I'm telling you.
My mother always shakes when she sees her. Woman here. We could like it. I mean, she's like, the girl you aspire to be.
She was pretty. She was.
She had the courage. She was
enterprising.
Educated. She was.
I think that we might need to dedicate another topic segment to her, because people don't realize that there are successful people that we should look up to as mentors. People can say, they're not mentors. It's only corrupt leaders. There are people that have done well and should be celebrated.
People look into her and then take you one of these days.
Yeah. Like a
profiling. Right. Okay, so camp starts this week. We are warning you.
Warn us.
Please, though, if you don't have any business along that Lagos Ibadan, please don't.
Seriously, some have business on that road.
If you have business, we've spoken with Julius Berger, and they're going to be. There's a detour for those of us going to camp that will not disturb you guys on the main express. So
they're warning us.
I'm letting you know now. It's a whole week express. You know this is every year. We come to that area. The same way you're saying that they should know the climate change. NCA should know. I'm saying you know that every December, RCCG, we have our camp this week.
And that one you are telling me is by nature.
I don't get it.
You're so confident.
Moving on,
and you're saying with all confidence.
Sanusi versus, I feel like go to Lagos Ibadan Expressway and you'll be there for 5 days. Sanusi versus federal government. Experts divided over economic management war. Guild of Editors calls for rejigging of security over kidnapping others. Federal government slams foreign agencies over starvation claim. Lagos, Ogun, Kalu, others mourn Bola Kufuoriji. Operation Python Dance, Army to reduce roadblocks to in Southeast East. And Reps probe Nexim, Bank of Industry, others.
I want to talk about the Operation Python Dance, because I'm spending Christmas in the East. And so when I saw Operation Python Dance, I was wondering what was going on. The Python Dance being that, you know, where there are roadblocks, you need to do like a Python move through the roadblocks, that they are going to reduce it to reduce traffic. Good move. But we also want security, because I'm scared of issues of kidnapping and all that. People always saying that there are kidnappings in the Southeast. So the reason for the security post is to prevent robbery and kidnapping.
Right.
So even if you remove the roadblocks, ensure that the security points are still there and easy to see.
Reps are going to probe Nexim, BOI, Bank of Industry, Bank of
I know you are ready for this.
No, because you see, I'm excited about this. Most of these institutions that they have called are supposed to be institutions that are supposed to empower Nigerians, empower industries, encourage export and all that. I know a young man that went to this one of the institutions I will not mention, and you know he had to give up 70% of his company. As I'm speaking to you right now, he had to abandon the company because they would not give you loans. They would keep on, taking from people that are supposed to empower the people. So I'm very excited about this probe, because it even goes beyond just Nexim and BOI. There's one that has to do with SMEs. SMEs are supposed to receive funds. They're not getting the funds, and that's why we're not growing as an economy.
We'll see how that goes.
Right, did you read the Sanusi?
Sanusi, I did.
Yeah, tell me.
Sanusi was saying that he was accusing the CBN that what they lent to federal government has gone up from 1.5 trillion when he's doing his own time to 4.5 trillion, saying that for every dollar we earn, 40 kobo, sorry, for every naira we earn, 40 kobo goes to debt and 60 kobo to recurrent.
Yes.
Now, obviously, the
CBN replied.
And they replied.
The CBN said that the figures were wrong.
They don't have
he should get these figures right.
Okay.
And that he shouldn't just take the position of giving plain lip service whenever he goes to give speech. That there are advisory roles that he can come into CBN to give those advice, or just plain lip service outside.
Okay.
What I wanted to say is, as it is, 25% of our budget is going to paying debt. So if we take on more, which is why Sanusi is even talking, this our 30 billion, that our children, rather than building infrastructure, will be paying debts in future.
And well, the idea is that we would have built the infrastructure.
No,
the 30
if
billion.
there's no infrastructure here now.
No, but we need to focus on the fact that whenever we borrow money, there's no problem in taking loans. Ensure that the loans taken is
straight
spent
to the project
on what it should be spent on.
Well, that's all we can
Accountability.
take on front pages this morning. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, the story that made headlines all weekend, the 3 core members died in the NYSC camp. One in Bayelsa, Zamfara, and Kano.
Yeah.
Sad story. When we come back, we'll take the story. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Nigerians have begun to call on the federal government to stop the National Youth Service Corps following the death of 3 core members. There were allegations of negligence on the part of the NYSC staff, but this was denied by the agency usually. The death of the trio followed brief illnesses and after medical teams in the camps battled to save them, but couldn't. The scheme is 43 years old, so do you think it has accomplished its aim, which is national unity? It's your view. You can call us on 07080668014. You can tweet to us at TBC Connect. Please hashtag your view TBC. The names of the deceased, we have Miss Ifedolakpo Amoke Oladipo and the other gentleman from University of Uyo, Mr. Ukeme Monday. The third lady, I don't have her name here.
From Bayelsa.
From Bayelsa. So these 3 passed on. We heard of, I think it was Ifedolakpo that initially broke because her sister was a nurse and she was saying that she was speaking to her and she was telling her pretty much what was happening, that she's ill, she's not feeling well, she was at the clinic, they gave her an injection.
May I correct that quickly?
Yes, please.
It was her mom. her mom is a nurse, but he was her mom's sister, so her auntie who was giving this account.
Okay, so she now told her aunt that she was given an injection, after which started having rashes. As the rashes progressed, she now had the tongue twisted. And she kept telling her aunt, listen, this is what's going on right now. And she kept trying to talk to the doctors, but they refused to talk to them. Eventually, they were able to get a doctor to talk to the aunt. And he'd acknowledged that she has a severe rash. And she now advised him to take her to the teaching hospital. But like immediately, unfortunately, she only got there 5 hours after, and then she was called 13 hours later that she died.
She was actually talking to her mom and was saying to her mom, they're not taking me seriously because they think that I'm trying to avoid doing the normal corporate duties, you know. And her mom, when she spoke to one of the doctors or nurses in the camp, said to them, please take her to Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital. They took her rather to the general hospital in Gwazo, and they didn't have, they just said that we don't have the right, they didn't have the right drugs, you know. By the time her mom got on the road, they'd already called the family to say that Ife Dolapo had died. And so people are saying that this is negligence. I served in Niger State, and I remember, especially in my church, twice a year we'll pray for youth corps members, because most people are afraid that we lose them, either travel, accidents, or health issues. You have never been to the north, you're not used to the weather, you know, and all of these things. And so your question about, has it served its purpose of unity? Yes, I mixed with, you know, people from every region in Nigeria during my service here. But once I came back to Lagos, that was the end of it. So what unity is it actually pushing? Do you understand? And you didn't stay in touch with those people.
There are issues of the fact that, because going by these stories, issues of negligence, are the clinics properly equipped to take care of this number of young people coming? What are your thoughts on our ability to actually take care of these people?
I believe that the NYSC had good intentions. The only thing constant in life is change. And as time progresses, you need to always take review of what you're doing and its relevance to the society per time. NYSC's relevance right now, I doubt. The intention of exposing people to other cultures, creating bond, was a good one, and it worked. Some people relocated out of their zone, basically because they got a job where they were sent to post. So it worked. Some met their life partners in this same thing, and it bound people together. So he achieved that. However, like the same thing that we're complaining about in the country generally, the health sector is in crisis. Being misdiagnosed is a normal thing. It just happened to happen within the NYSC camp. General hospitals on normal day are not equipped to take care of situations. So this is just a byshoot of a societal decay in the health sector that is just playing out in the NYSC issue.
Yeah, gotcha. Let me come to, because this unity, the world is a global village. We can actually practically communicate to anybody in Bayelsa right now online. Do we still need aggregation? Must we aggregate in the same place? I mean, can we still have that communal conversations? Especially because we're all online anyway.
Let's go Facebooking.
Sadly, Mariah, you know, I mean, apart from people that you hear that, okay, I served in this particular part of the state, Nigerians don't really have, you know, a holistic view of what Nigeria truly is, the landmass. But you see, in the military era, you know, that's why when you see people from military background, they post them from different parts, from one state to another, so they're exposed to different parts. So you see, a typical military man can speak different languages. You know, it helps to bridge a lot of things. I'm very practical when it comes to this NYSC thing. Yes, it has good intentions, but the truth is that outside even these people that died, there are some people that they traveled to NYSC, they were killed by Boko Haram. There were people that were going on the roads, they died. People that studied abroad, after spending so much money to take that person through school, come to Nigeria because you are mandated to serve. They take you to a particular part of the country and you lose your life. What we are losing, we have to measure it. We really cannot say that it is paying us off right now.
Okay, let me take this call. Tosin, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Good morning, Mariah.
Good morning. Thanks for calling.
I did Tosin from Korodu. the issue of NYSC, I think NYSC should be scrapped.
Okay.
Because in this Nigeria, we have some people that their parents are very rich. They are not coming to camp and they obtain that certificate.
True.
And we that we are poor, we go through a lot of strength, and the children will be abroad somewhere doing their master's, and yet they will still obtain that certificate. Please, I think the government should listen to what I'm saying now. NYSC is not what it again.
All right, thank you very much, Tosin. Thank you.
So okay, so now from the structure of what NYSC was right now, how many of this camp, have been expanded from when you served?
46 years
the same structure, housing like 3 times the number of graduates that they are housing. True. It's not practical. You see, if the federal government, if they are not ready to invest money into putting proper infrastructure in the NYSC, what's it called, program, then they should.
So that's the question now, because we're in recession. Federal government
can they afford this scheme?
They don't have one. So
they
can you still afford it right now? Maybe we should put it on hold.
No, Murayo,
let me stabilize before bringing it back, because you can't put children's lives in danger when you don't have enough facilities to help them.
This is the time, if they are serious, they will truly bring out all the rats inside that NYSC, because if you see the amount, I've forgotten, we reviewed it one time, the amount of money that is quoted for one core member. True. That they say that this is how much they spend on one core member.
Corruption.
It is alarming, Murayo. But somebody somewhere will sit down, siphon that money, and that core member is suffering, and you're saying that there's no money. There is money in that
Let me take this call, then I'll come to Jim again. Apostle, good morning, are you there?
Good morning, Murayo.
Good morning, sir. Thanks for calling.
You're welcome. I've asked a question online as at last week from the Directorate of the NYSC. Prior to these children being called up to camps, was there any investigation made by the Directorate to different states to know how ready or how prepared most of these states are to receive this call member? Number one, what infrastructure have they put in place to accommodate these children? Number three, I'm talking about a holistic issue, both security, economic, whatever the social aspect of it. Then number four is this: what are the call-up letter they gave to them? They only gave them up to less than 5 days for them to report, even some to the local part of the country. This is very sad.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Apostle Diamond. Yes, Jumake.
Mr. Patrick Imo from the University of Uyo was a first-class graduate of petroleum engineering. Ife Dolakbo was a first-class graduate from Ladoke Akintola University of, and she read transport management. We have lost first-class graduates because of NYSC. When I did NYSC, not once did I eat their meal. I'd already started working, so I could afford. I was flying. I never went by road. All the 10 times I traveled to Niger State, I was always flying. Even if I don't have money, I'll go and sit at the airport and say, Oga, I'm serving Nigeria. I don't have money. They will carry me. Now, at least my own travel was saved. My travel was saved. No, when I used to tell my core members, because transport was 3,000 naira to Lagos, they'll say, Jumoke, why are you going to pay 10,000 naira? I'll say, no, I'm serving Nigeria. Let them leave me at that airport and they will carry me through. Now, I never ate their food. Why? I knew that where you're coming from and where you are, that change. Now, Mariah, I never drank their water, not even pure water. I was taking bottled water all the time. But when I still came back to Lagos, I fell ill because the environment is different. My auntie was saying maybe the fruits, and I didn't eat a lot of fruit, but I still fell ill. Now, because we want to, yes, I agree that some of us will never know where Jos is or Sokoto, except for NYSC, but it has to be voluntary. You can't be forcing people and people losing their lives.
I was excited. In fact, I didn't fall sick for once. I ate everything, I drank everything, and I was fresh from the US then.
You were coming from America.
Yeah, I was excited about meeting the Muhammad. I entered the system very well, but I didn't fall ill, interestingly. So, but I actually enjoyed the dilapidated building. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being in that funny environment.
Were you fascinated?
I was fascinated.
Yes.
I was excited about the whole thing.
I think that we cannot isolate NYSC from the corrupt system we were suffering from.
At all.
And unless we deal with it holistically, this is just one off.
Okay, we need to round up, but I think it's important that we mention that the NYSC has said that they've constructed a powerful committee
It's
to
not about
investigate. That's what they use. A very powerful, a special powerful
accountability with the resources they have
to investigate the deaths of these.
To probe
So we'll
NYSC.
see what happens after
the
this.
money
All right,
they've been receiving.
let's take a break. When we come back, 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. 16 Days of Activism is an international awareness campaign that is slated in to take place every year from 25th of November to 10th of December. The campaign is centered on bringing to an end any kind of violence against women and girls. Recent studies have shown that 57% of men and 72% of women do not think that physical violence against women is justified under any circumstances. But 43% of men believe that there are times when a woman deserves to be beaten.
Imagine.
Joining us are gender-based violence advocates, Mr. Ayomakinde and Mr. Kingsley Obom Egbulem. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
You can call us on 070-806-6814. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourVTVC so we can read your tweets. All right. Tell us what this campaign is about. Exactly.
Well, the 16 days of activism against violence against women and girls really isn't something particularly new. It's just giving a particular period to really iconize it so that everybody knows, that those who didn't know would know, especially in our own environment where violence against women is not even considered to be a big deal. In certain quarters, well, we can say maybe urban Lagos or urban cities, they don't really make much of it. But in other rural areas, it's a natural thing. It's not even given any thought.
Yeah.
It's just what happens.
Okay, I was discussing with my friends yesterday, and we said the disparity that we have in the school of thought that women are equal to men, and so there shouldn't be any violence against women. And what we have in reality is because when our own parents were raising us girls, they said, they educated us, which empowered women, and said to us that you can do whatever you want to do. You can be CBN governor, you can be president. And so you find that the reality of the times is that women are becoming leaders everywhere. But when they were raising the men, they left them patriarchal like the society is. So they have not raised the men for these women that we're raising.
Yeah.
So the man still believes that in my house, so I'm the Lord and Master, and whatever I say is law. Yeah. But the woman has been taught that you have a voice and she wants to speak. And there comes in violence. How do
Conflict of interest.
Juxtapose the reality of the times, the way the men today have been raised, and where we want
women to be.
Things to be, no violence against women.
Yeah. But I think it's important to state that your dad obviously was a minority amongst the men who have empowered their daughters.
Oh, really?
That's the truth.
Wow.
We still run a deeply patriarchal system.
Wow.
Where boys have been socialized to believe that they are more important than women, if not better. And so this thinking has been sustained over the time. And so even if you have alluded to your dad, the virtue of empowering his daughters, that is not the case generally. Most women believe, and that is the truth, that if the man is not assertive, he's not man enough.
Wow.
So the concept of masculinity is the fact that I am the man and my opinions in this house is law, whether it makes sense or not. And so we have been running this tradition over the period. And so it is on this foundation that violence against women rests. Because why should you speak up when I'm talking?
True.
So I need to put you in your place.
So is it because my father was educated abroad, so he's foreign in his mindset?
No,
No. Just to...
So what is prevalent in Nigeria is still I bet she's going to end.
You know, there are guys we call turnaround men. What do I mean by turnaround men? There are men who understand that it pays you to empower your woman, or women generally.
Okay.
Why would you struggle why would you compete with somebody who is meant to complement your strengths in the first place? So I guess your dad is a liberated, a turnaround man who understands these concepts.
Okay.
The general concept is I feel better when the women around me are small.
And I think it comes from a very deep place of insecurity.
That's the psychological side. But socially speaking,
that's why I say
we have been raised to believe and accept that a man is better than a woman.
Okay. Interestingly, last night, YK, she's part of our show. She called me up yesterday. She was asking for a phone number. Okay. That her neighbor, someone called and said their neighbor had beaten up their house girl. This girl is about 10 years old, and she has a big swollen eye. Yeah. So she was asking for numbers to give out, and I gave her the number. She asked the question, why didn't the neighbors call the police?
Great.
And they said that if they call the police, the thing the police would just do is to collect money and they look away. How do we get people, first of all, to start taking responsibility, even if this person is not my daughter or she's not my wife? You cannot treat another human being like this. How do we get people to have that mind, regardless of what they would face? I would follow through that case. That's one. Then number two, our law enforcement agencies are still, it's just a few people that have been that have been trained.
Calm down.
I think the first thing to look at is to even check where is this all coming from. It's first of all a function of society, and society started from one individual. So society is going to review itself, rewind itself, reposition itself from one individual, and that's one of the whole reason, the whole essence of being here in the first place. And then secondly, I think it's about time that, when it comes to law enforcement, as far as I'm concerned, the first law enforcement agent is me. And I think everyone should know what is right to do and pursue it accordingly. Can you take the pain? First of all, my analogy of the function of a man in a relationship is to recognize that in the first place, you are incomplete. That's why you need a woman. You are incomplete. Now, please, all men are permitted to shoot me at this point, but my point is, I believe that a man has all the responsibility in the world, including carrying the child. The woman is supposed to help to carry everything, as far as this is my own understanding. So if you beat up your help, who is going to help you?
Right. Okay, let me let
but there's a question she raised. I think it's fundamental we speak to it, which is, we see violence against women as a personal problem. It's not my business. Kill your wife.
It's not my
kill
wife.
Whoever you want to kill. That's a problem. Domestic. Until we begin to be, until we are forced to take to account for the abuse of a woman. In other words, if you know that you're gonna be held accountable for that lady that's being beaten up in that house, and you will speak up.
True. Very true.
So in trying to legislate, that is one direction we need to start looking at.
Fantastic.
So the activism, the 16 days of activism against violence, what are you trying to achieve? Who are you appealing to? Are you coming up with a policy to put forward? We have a lot of policies that are not being enforced. What exactly are you trying to achieve with this?
Right. I think the first thing is violence against women is a man-perpetrated crime.
True.
So and that's why you're seeing guys here. I'm sure before now you always invite women to talk about this.
True.
Okay, so we feel that this problem can't go away unless men are in the driver's seat. It is our problem. It is a problem that is that's been created by the system we operate, which is a patriarchal system where men dictate the pace.
True.
They pass the law. The policemen you talked about, the police, they are a function of patriarchy.
True.
You get. So now we want to let men take responsibility for this problem.
Okay, let me ask you a direct question.
Please.
That I think is in the hearts of a lot of people. Do you think men and women are equal?
No.
Okay.
No.
Wait now. She has a follow-up question.
Yes.
No, it's not a follow-up. It's not
when you say, do
you think male? Because you see, there's this issue out there of the gender equality, gender equity. What's the difference? Are we equal? Should we not be equal? Oh, are you trying to take the position of a man?
Okay.
I need as men. I'm asking you that direct question because a lot of women out there will say
this is the hot button issue.
So I want you to. I'm asking you directly. Okay. Do you that you're advocating for gender violence against, not to violence against women? Do you believe that men are equal to women?
I put it to you.
My answer is no.
Okay,
and I'll tell you why.
There
are some things men cannot do. Men cannot be equal to a woman in that department. There are some things women cannot do. A woman cannot be a man at that. So we need to understand
the concept of equality.
Talking biology.
Wait, no.
I'm talking about access to.
Wait. Okay. There is a campaign we are carrying.
It's a question.
It's men for 50-50.
Yes.
Meaning 50% here, 50% here.
Okay.
It has to be complementary.
Okay.
She's wearing pink and blue.
Yes, sir.
Pink and blue gives you what?
Purple.
Purple.
And that's purple.
The
point I think. No,
but you're saying 50-50, I say you're not equal. Which is it? Is it 60-40? Is it 70-80? Which is it?
Now, your concept of 50-50 is subjective.
Okay.
Subjective in the sense, your concept of equality.
Yes.
Equality, is it in decision making? Is it in access to facility? Is it economy? Is it leadership? What is your concept of equality?
We are not equal in every way. In some areas we are equal.
We are equal in terms of decision making.
Oh, you're equal. Okay.
Yes.
Maybe the word should be complementary.
No. It is not. Because you see, there is a legal perspective to what we're talking about.
Okay.
Your father has property. You have 4 girls and 2 boys. And he wills everything to the boys. That doesn't make sense.
At all.
Of course.
That's
so the equality that women are talking about is not, they don't want to come and sit on your head and say, let me drive this car. No. I am relevant in the affairs of this house. That's one. If we have a business, I have a voice.
True.
So they don't know. Women, do you want to take over the house?
No way.
I don't.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back,
I will answer you.
I'll let you. I'm not asking you. Stay with us to break.
No, but we must.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, Jumoke, you wanted to jump in?
Yes. I think where we mix up the issue of equality most times is when people have marriage behind their minds.
Exactly.
Now, men and women are not the same, obviously. We're physically different. I mean, we asked the wife of the president the same question, and she was saying that we just want respect. That's in marriage. Outside, once it is outside of marriage, we are both human beings, and we should have the same opportunities across board. So if a man wants to be CBN governor and president, a woman should be allowed to be the same if she wants such. Yes. If she decides that I want to stay at home and take care of my children and make them be better people, it's her choice. Let her be allowed. It's in marriage that the woman is secondary to the man, because there must be a leader in the home. Now, for men to start to accept women as equal outside of marriage in the society, I need to know the programming that have been put in you from your parents that makes some men. You're talking to a woman in public and you're saying, I have someone like you at home, shut up, how are you talking to me like that? Exactly. And how do we need to start to change that mindset? So we're raising men who know that women are equal.
Let me take this call from Olajide and I'll let you. Olajide, are you there? Olajide? I think I lost that call. Yes.
Please don't take a tweet.
No, let them respond to that.
So how do we start?
We need to start by re-socializing our boys.
What do we need to say to them?
Basically,
you're both human beings.
You're both human beings and you have equal rights. You are not more important than your sister. And mommy and daddy still in marriage also. Because the society is the home is a
family is the
microcosm of
nucleus.
the society.
I agree.
So whatever you're seeing playing out,
At home.
in the society started at home.
True.
I used to say that.
I have a tweet, please, sorry. Taurix Rule says men and women are not equal because God created the man to be the head over the woman. No, God created the husband, to be the head over his wife. And that is what we must drive home with this activism we're doing. To the point where two men, male and female colleague, would be having arguments or having a discussion, and a man will feel like he's more superior because he's a man. Shouldn't be, because they are both there as equals at the time.
Let me talk about that colleague thing, and I wanted to also jump in on the issue that Jumoke raised. Some professions seem to dichotomize responsibilities or roles. Okay,
Let me pause you for a second. I have Taufik from Osho, but I don't want to lose this call. Taufik, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Mariah. And good morning to the other guests in the studio.
Good morning.
You see, Mariah, let me answer your question that the gentlemen in the studio are unable to answer. The answer is yes, men are superior, on one condition. These are the conditions. He rightly says, the women are the helpers. If a man do all the needful in the house, carrying the baby, doing all the duties, which woman will go against the man in the house? I don't think there's any. But most men, they neglect that responsibility. That is when men see the reason of the eyebrow, maybe the house of misunderstanding. And secondly, when we look at our finances, at times if the woman is the breadwinner of the family, as long as he's submissive and he himself, at the initial stage, I believe the man is well-being. If the man is well-being in the initial stage, and doing responsibility, let's catch up. Maybe one way or the other, he lost his job. The woman will still feel with him because she knows when he was there, he was doing it. But some men will not do it, he's doing it outside.
Thank you very much, Taufik.
So that's my contribution. You can help us.
Thank you very much, Taufik. Yes, AY.
Well, certain professions, give certain conditions that make it difficult for one sex or the other to function, to function effectively. It wasn't. I mean, if you were raised, for instance, as a lady who shouldn't be wearing trousers, you can't find yourself in engineering, for instance. And if you are a lady, society says that what's a woman doing outside? Meanwhile, broadcasting says that you leave your home at 5 a.m., get home at midnight sometimes as a function of. The point that I wanted to make is let everyone have equal opportunities. Let it be her choice to say yes. Or no. Let it be his choice, because we now have male nurses.
Yes.
Let it be his choice to say yes or no to certain things. But let the opportunities be equal.
True.
Are we equal? In my opinion, no. But let equal opportunities be provided for everybody.
Mariah, men and women are equal in terms of being human beings.
That's it.
But you are not equal. Husband and wives are not equal. Yes. When you go into husband and wife, the husband is the head, the wife is supporting. Men and women, we go to school together, we study together, we apply for a job together. If I'm qualified as a woman, I should get the job. If the promotion comes, I'm qualified, I should get it. If the property comes, I'm qualified, I should get it. I shouldn't be disappointed or thrown aside simply because I am a woman.
We have to round up. Let me let Kingsley have a few words.
Oh, well, maybe I should take off from your solution, which is we need to take responsibility in our homes. Because the guys you see out there who don't respect women actually were raised by women. They were raised by women.
True.
So what are you teaching your children in terms of respect for women? If I'm at home and my sisters are in the kitchen and I'm sitting playing video game, obviously I've been told how women should behave.
True.
Now, the media has a role too. I always say this. If I'm watching a musical video, and in that video there's a male act, who is the artist, and he's surrounded by, he's well dressed, fully clad, and there are 7 women around him, barely dressed. I've been told something about how to treat women. So we need to see every component of society as speaking to our children on how to respect or disrespect women.
All right, we have to round up.
Dada Olowo says women want to be equal when it's easy and convenient, but will push dangerous situations to men. Tariq's Rule says, okay, I think Tokwe took that already. Then let's not forget that women also perpetrate crime against women. That's from Pearl. And it seems here in Nigeria, when a woman wants to dominate, she is being seen as pompous and rude.
Okay,
no woman wants to dominate. The word dominate, the word a woman is reacting.
We have to round up.
Okay.
The
issue here today is about violence against women, and there are at least 5. Sexual violence, physical violence, emotional violence, psychological violence, and economic violence. In any way that you make a woman feel uncomfortable, it is a measure of violence, and I think it should be abhorred.
Thank you so
much.
Thanks
very much, gentlemen, for coming.
Thank you.
Hope we're not too hard on you.
No.
All right, that's all we can take.
Well, I hope we address the equality.
We tried.
The
CBS Family Fun Fair starts tomorrow. Yay! Sound excited now, talk about. Yay! So please bring your children. It's just 1,000 naira. You're gonna have lots of fun. There are lots of amazing games. It's gonna be big. Last year was great. This year is much greater. Better, far better, 100% better. So please bring your kids. You're gonna have a ball. All right? Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.